Hello everybody, it's Justin. Good to see you guys again. So, playing Final Fantasy 15, and like I said, I really enjoy this game. It's dope. But anyway, I digress. What the Lord was saying for today, and wanted to show today, was, he was saying, again, he was talking about waters, but he was talking about rain. And he was saying that it's going to give life to what it is that I've already said to you. And also that he's going to give life to the other things that you haven't asked about. You know, so he's wanting to give people vision. He's wanting to give people vision individually, and he's basically saying for you to ask. You know, like, Lord, what do you have for me? You know, he's wanting to ask because this rain is going to revive a lot of things that you thought were still not in effect. Revive a lot of things that you thought were already past. Revive a lot of things that you could have sworn it was too late for you because of your age or your height or whatever was going on. So he's basically saying for you to seek vision. And I saw just a hand reaching out to the sun, meaning that the actual sun, but just reaching out to the sky, just reaching out to the part of you that is reaching out to God. So I don't think it's like a literal thing, but it's just kind of seemed like a thing where it's like, you know, get into, because yellow in the Bible means God's glory, and it means those things. So, you know, reaching out to God's glory, reaching out to those things, and really kind of just like, hey, like, what's up? What do you really have for me? And that's really important because my people perish for a lack of vision. Now, I'll say this: don't be scared that he's going to get you out of your comfort zone. It's okay. And there's a word, I don't know, this has been floating around my head today. There's a word about how cowards will not inherit the kingdom of God. And there's a certain degree of cowardice, of fear, letting that rule your life. And being so doggone afraid about, you know, the unknowns of what God has for you that you just be like, oh, no, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Like, I've heard people, I've heard preachers talk about how God told them to do something, and they're like, no. Like, straight up like, no. I've got this going on, or I want to do it this way, or whatever it is, you know. And they're like, nah. And now they're much older. You know, it's like 60, 70 years old and everything. And like, now it keeps on coming up, you know. It's kind of like, well, could have done this maybe 40 years ago. You know, it's amazing. And I mean, even Moses, he had his issues too, in terms of, if you look at the timeline between when he got the message and when the king died, basically it's in the span of like 20 years before he actually left to do what he's supposed to be doing. Not Moses, but Abraham, I'm sorry. But yeah, he sat off 20 years until his father died. By the time, so from the time he got the vision and then the actual time his father actually died, it's like it spanned 20 years. He just left then. So can we not do that? Not because it's quote unquote wrong, because a lot of people will beat themselves up because morally it's wrong, morally this, morally that, and everything, you know. And morals are good; they give you good instruction, but I think also you have to kind of negotiate with yourself too. You have to be like, okay, if I do this, I know what it feels like to disobey God. I know what it feels like to have that hovering over my head all the time. I know what it feels like to be looking back all the time and wondering, okay, if I had done this, would my life be different? I know what it feels like, you know, like how about you avoid that torment instead of. And then also there is the moral thing too, where it's kind of like, man, I now really feel bad about it. Like, instead of going through all that drama, just do it. Just do it. And I know that's not that simple, just doing it. But just do it one little thing at a time. Just one little piece at a time. God, bless this step, bless this step, bless this step, bless this step, bless this step. Even just like 15 minutes towards a step. Then before you know it, you'll be walking. And then before you know it, you'll be running. And then before you know it, you'll be sprinting. And then before you know it, you'll be at the end of the finish line, whatever God has for you. So that's all I gotta say about that. And that's all that I think the Lord wants to say about that as well. So that's my time. But links are going to be in the description below. And I want to ask you guys, what suggestions would you have to make grinding a better show? What would it take to maybe share these more, or whatever it may be? What is it that I might be missing, So I'm just going to kind of listen to your comments and read your comments and see what's going on with that, and we can kind of go from there. And there'll be some suggestions I can take, and then some suggestions that God's like, don't change that, or whatever it may be. So I just want to preface it with that, but as far as like the little nuances of things, then let's just go ahead and have the conversation about that. So, all right, guys, that's my time. Loves and hugs, and bye-bye. Thank you once again to my Patreon supporters. It means so much to me. Just look at them. Just look at these people. Just look at it.